Center for the Ethiopian Educational Information and Communication Technology presents Educational Satellite Television Programs.
Hello, teacher. Hello, students. Welcome to today's lesson on the spatial distribution of Ethiopia's population. Last time, we discussed the trends of population growth in Ethiopia. You learned about the value of the census and the growth rates of Ethiopia's population since the 1900s. We also discussed age and sex structures of the Ethiopian population. You learned how to calculate age dependency ratio as well as sex ratio. In today's lesson, we are going to talk about which areas of Ethiopia have a higher population and which areas have a lower population. We will look at the urban regions versus the rural regions, and we will discuss some reasons why people would choose to live in one part of the country over another. Shall we begin? Population distribution refers to the ways in which people spread out over a given area. The area can be as small as a community or as large as the entire Earth. Population density indicates the distribution of population. It is the average number of people per square kilometer in a given region. Students, why do you think people choose to live in one area of the country over another? Please discuss this question with a partner, and I will see you in a few minutes.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. Did you and your partner have an interesting discussion? Perhaps you said that people choose to live in one area of the country over another because of certain factors that make life more or less agreeable. For example, a family might have chosen to live in a specific area because there are adequate food and water supplies, fertile land, and an absence of disease-causing insects. Great work, students. Like in other countries of the world, people in Ethiopia are unevenly distributed throughout the country for a variety of different reasons. The highlands and plateaus in Ethiopia, which are the regions above 1,800 meters above sea level, are known for their agreeable climates, fertile soils, and dense vegetation. As a result, these regions of the country have attracted about 77% of Ethiopia's population. The lowlands, which are below 1,400 meters above sea level, contain only about 23% of the population. Students, if you turn to page 170 in your textbook, you will see a map of Ethiopia that shows population density. The different color-coded sections of the map show how many people live within a square kilometer of land in any given area. As you can see, the interior regions of the country have much higher population densities. As you can see from the chart at the bottom of page 170, the smallest proportion of Ethiopia's total population live in the Harari region, while the largest proportion of the population live in the Oromia region. Let us consider population density. Students, using the chart on page 170 of your textbooks, please determine which region of the country has the highest population density and which region has the lowest. Describe why this is so.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Hello again, students. Did you find this activity to be interesting? I hope so. Among the regions listed on the chart on page 170 of your textbooks, Addis Ababa has the highest population density at over 5,000 people per square kilometer. This can likely be attributed to several factors. Addis Ababa is a city, so people live in closer proximity to one another. It is also the capital city of Ethiopia, and as such, draws a larger population. Finally, Addis Ababa is a highland region of the country at 2,355 meters above sea level. Gambela has the least dense population among the regions listed on the chart. This region has a very low elevation at around 500 meters above sea level. It also contains Gambela National Park, which takes up about 20% of the region. Well done, students. Dire Dawa and Harare also have high population densities compared to the other regions. These areas, like Addis Ababa, are urban dominated. Somali and Afar are two other regions of the country that have low population densities. Population density can also be thought of in terms of zones. If we look at it this way, the variation of population density is much greater than if we compare regions. For example, there are several zones within Ethiopia that have population densities of over 200 people per square kilometer. These include Gedo, Sidama, Kembara Alaba Tembaro, and Hadia. In addition, several zones have fewer than 10 people per square kilometer. These zones include Kamashi and Metakel. Several other zones, which have not yet been calculated, such as Somali and Afar, likely have population densities that are even lower. In today's lesson, you learned about the spatial distribution of Ethiopia's population. You learned the definition of population distribution as compared to population density, and you discussed why certain regions of the country are more heavily populated than others. I wonder how dense the population is in the area of Ethiopia you live in. After the lesson, you can discuss this with your classmates and teacher. This brings us to the end of our lesson today. Next time, you will learn about some of the factors that affect population distribution. Until then, thank you, teacher. Thank you, students.